Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Cynical Marketers, episode 52. We have
A
made it
year.
to the end of our first year.
We
Incredible.
are
Check
in
this out. Here, watch this production level. Huh? That's our fan. We're in front of a live studio audience, right? That is some production.
that is
That's
just
production
terrible,
values right there, everybody. That's
right?
what you can expect from the Cynical Marketers after 52 episodes of excellence.
of marketing therapy.
It
Mike,
has been a fast year, hasn't it?
it has been. But
Man.
we are now, what did we say? Statistically, we are now in the top 1% of all podcasts.
Yeah. If you make it a year.
We are. Yeah, if you make it a year, you're in the top 1%. I feel like we need to change our bio now on
Yeah.
like LinkedIn and YouTube and all of our socials. We need to say we're in the top 1% of podcasts. Because
Come
we
check
made
out
it
the
a year.
podcast that several people occasionally listen to.
And Lance.
And Lance. Yeah.
Hi, Lance.
We get some, like anything else social media related, not everything you put out or do is going to be a massive hit, but we've had over the year, had some decent traction, right? Looking at our
Yep.
stats for being two people who have no fame associated or connected with them. We're just two
Correct.
random people. Like we've known each other a long time, but we're like, I don't know, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything like a big network or anything. No one knows us.
We've also full
66,000
transparency.
views in the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad for 52 episodes.
Yeah.
And again, for not really being anybody. And that's on our podcast. That's not even like our shorts.
Correct.
When you look at our
That's just
short
podcast.
clips, we have way more views even on our shorts. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
And
been
we pay
really
nothing for this, right? We're not
Yes.
investing, obviously. Like, does anyone think obviously we don't invest?
That's
We've
why I was
not
going to
paid for
say,
any
in
ads.
full transparency, there's been no paid ads behind us. We clearly, we don't have a big production or a big studio or anything like this. We're doing this on Riverside, which has been a lot of fun. I think
Who
we
doesn't pay
started
us?
this.
Mention
Yeah.
their name. They don't pay us. Trust
They don't.
us.
Yes. Nobody pays us
Nobody's
for
paying
anything
us.
on this podcast. But this has been a lot of fun. And it's actually, for me personally, been a really cool experience in a sense that I have never been comfortable being on camera. And there have been throughout this year episodes where I am sitting like this with a messy bun, or I am in the middle of my autoimmune flare up and I am clearly like my face is red and I'm clearly swollen. And it's helped me get over my being on camera issues, which I think a lot of people have to begin with, right? And we've talked about this from the small business owner perspective too. Nobody ever wants to be on camera. This podcast has really helped me get over all of that. Like,
Yep.
I'm like, hey, I'm showing up. We're having discussions. Just as we are going through our experience of growing our business, helping other small businesses, talking about topics that are trending in our industry and in business in general. It's been a lot of fun, Mike. We've talked about a lot of really cool stuff.
And I'll tell you, for everyone else out there thinking, if you're holding back, we didn't invest. This is just our time and we enjoy doing it. But we actually got a client from this, and we don't have that
We
many
did.
followers, right? But it did lead us to a client, and that client led us to another client.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have put actually $0 behind this. So what is the return of that money of two new clients on $0 of investment? What's the ROI? There, you can't calculate it, right? But it's been worth it. This led
It's
to
definitely been
business
worth
for
it.
us. So,
Yeah.
and if someone's out there, my time is more valuable than two clients, like, okay, great. Then don't do it.
Then don't do the things. Yeah.
I just think for a lot of folks out there, there are plenty of tools you can do this well. I like Riverside, and again, they don't pay us, but it's been a good tool.
It's been a good tool.
It's not terribly difficult. We record this with our, webcam. Essentially, I'm using my regular camera, but
yeah, I'm on my
fine.
desktop camera. Yeah.
We've had guests on who have recorded themselves with cell phones. And we're on this. It didn't hurt anything. You don't need to have a massive investment to do this. Just get out and start doing it.
Yeah.
And get better over time and just do it.
Yeah. And I think people get really, I don't know the right, I'm trying to think of the right word, but I think people struggle because they think that to do this or to get yourself on camera in front on your social media to promote your business or your services or whatever it is that you're doing, products that you're selling, that you need to be an quote unquote an influencer, right? That you need to go viral, that you need to have hundreds of thousands of views for anything to be successful. And the truth is, and we've talked about this so much, like you just said, Mike, like our episodes average, I mean, we've had our lowest episode, I think, had only like a couple of views,
Yeah.
literally maybe like three or four. And then our highest
You,
was
me,
almost
Lance.
yeah, exactly. Just hi, Lance. Hi again.
Yeah.
And our highest was, of course, the Sam Altman Bond villain episode, which seemed to resonate with almost 500 people on YouTube. Um, but you don't, like you said, Mike, like we don't get a lot of views. We've put no money, no paid efforts behind this. It's just our time. And we did get two clients that are meaningful to us, right? To somebody they may not be. Going viral doesn't actually guarantee you anything. We've talked about this in another episode. We've had a video, Mike, that you did for our TikTok that's gotten over 1 million views.
2 million.
2 million.
2
And
million.
and it's yeah. And that didn't get us a client, but this did, right? So
Yep. Yep.
it's, you do what makes sense for you. I've had a ton of fun doing this podcast. What about you, Mike?
Yeah. No, obviously love hearing myself talk.
We know this.
I
Yeah.
have been on camera and doing stuff on social forever.
I know, and you do it so
I'm the
well.
smartest person in the room and I love to hear myself talk and all of my ideas are the best.
They
So
are.
I
Gold
know,
star.
I know. Um, yeah, I enjoy doing this too. And that's part of it. And, we didn't go into it with any of those things thinking like, well, if we don't get this number of views, it's a failure and we need to shut down. Our goals were like, hey, let's commit to doing this. And we get the podcast out every week and we never missed a week this year.
Nope, not a
Every
single
week
one.
we got it done.
Mhm.
Close a couple of times, late
Very.
recordings, you
Yep.
know, and I would recommend to batch record as much as you can and get ahead. Um, and we were doing that at some points. And then at some points in a year, just things get away and you're like, hey, we got to post a podcast tomorrow. We're going to
Yeah.
record,
Yeah. Do we
so
have an episode? No. Let's do
what are we
that.
going to talk
Yeah.
about? Yeah. But
Yeah.
our thinking was like, let's just start doing this and see, because we saw all those stats about the number of people who quit,
Right.
the percentage of people who
hmm
don't even make it to the 6-month mark. And then
No.
next to nobody makes it to a
Makes it to a
year
year. Yeah. Next to
because
nobody who
it's,
starts.
it's hard to know if this is worth it. And you put all these videos out and you're putting it out, right? And you get 3 views
hmm
and some people are going to like, oh, waste of my time. And
Yeah.
maybe you're that good at everything else. Maybe.
Yeah.
But
I
then
don't.
not everything needs to be a home run and a hit. And sometimes, we got a client from an episode that we did that was talking about email. And
Yeah.
we were talking about some of the things in our strategies on email. And it
Yeah.
resonated with this guy who reached out. He's like, man, I love what
Yeah.
you guys had to say about that.
Yeah. And it's been
So you
and
never
it's been
know
so
even.
much fun working on that brand as well. But it's been interesting for us, Mike, because I think we went into it more as a challenge for ourselves that we were going to commit to doing this weekly. And it does require work. It does require some prep time. I think as the year went on, we've sort of prepped a little less. Like, I think we were so like, laser focused at the beginning because we wanted to do a good job in the first, several episodes until we kind of found our footing. And I don't even know if we're there yet. Maybe, our format might change a little bit going into next year. I know we want to have more guests and things. So, I think that's a lot of fun to think about next year. Well, what a freaking accomplishment, though. Our episode 52, and we've said this. So we celebrated episode 20 because a lot of people don't even make it to 20. right? And then
Yep.
we celebrated 6 months. And if you guys did not see our episode 20, go back because we're wearing some like fun hats and like we're a little festive,
Yeah.
you know,
Not if you
but
didn't see it. We know you didn't see
you
it.
didn't see
Yeah.
it. Lance, you
Yeah.
did. We give you a pass.
Lance, maybe.
Um, and you know, the fun part about this too is that Lance has been sort of engaging with all of our episodes. And then we had him on as a guest, which was
Yep.
great because he just ventured into entrepreneurship and started his own business coming out of corporate. I think it's just been such a fun experience for me and such a learning experience for me to just be comfortable on camera, to be, to kind of like embrace this process of growing our business and doing things that are a little out of my comfort zone, as well. But it's been so fun. And we've talked about a lot of really cool things, I
Mm.
think. Like I went back and when I was trying to pull some stats about these things, I went back and I was surprised that in our top 5 episodes is our first episode, right? And it's our first episode that we did on January 1 this year, which was a wrap up of Black Friday, Cyber Monday last year. And I know you always say this, Mike, but it may be worth reiterating for our few listeners. Our first episode had a lot of views. It had, for it being our first one, it was like around 40 people had seen it. And we were so excited to post about it at the start of the year, and people were so supportive on LinkedIn and they had checked it out. And then our episode after that had like 4 views.
Yeah, right.
And it's one of those things where, like, this is what we tell small businesses all the time. Your friends and family aren't the people that are going to support you long term a lot of the times. They'll come check you out, they'll see what you're doing, they'll be excited for you, and then that excitement will eventually drop off, And I think Matt talked about this too when he was a guest on our podcast, that was
Yep.
something that he had to learn going into real estate, where he had a family member tell him that they're going to go work with another realtor, right?
Yep.
And not him. And so it's one of those lessons that I think is so important to keep reiterating. Like, you might generate some excitement among your immediate friends and family when you start something new, but don't get discouraged that excitement does not sustain. Like, our families don't watch our podcast,
Yeah, no.
you know?
Nobody like, one of my brothers likes my stuff on social, but most of no family is gonna
Mostly they don't. And
mind him anyway.
and
But
it's fine because we're not doing this for them either, right?
right,
Like,
they're not our audience really,
they're
like,
not
they're
our
not potential
audience, and so you have
clients.
to you
Yeah.
have to
So it
keep
doesn't.
remembering that as a small business
Yeah.
owner, you know? Don't get discouraged because your friends and family are not all in with you, you
Yeah.
know?
It's your thing,
That's
and they have their
it's
own
your
things
thing.
going on. They
Yeah,
got their own
and do
jobs,
your
they're
thing
worried
anyway.
about this stuff.
Yeah,
They're excited for you, and you're gonna launch or announce this big change, this thing you're doing, so people are gonna be excited for you and, like, hope for the best. But then their real life hits them too, and
yeah,
they don't really have the time to help you hit your dream. They're
right.
working on their stuff too, so don't worry if
Mhm.
friends and family,
Yeah,
aren't there, and it doesn't help you really to get that support, especially if they're not in your ideal client profile,
right.
it doesn't even help you.
Yeah,
So, don't worry about that too much. Don't really worry about the metrics.
yeah, don't
You
worry
don't
about it.
need massive numbers of followers because anything now can go viral,
Yeah,
you know?
mhm,
You're on YouTube, you're on YouTube Shorts, you post on TikTok, any of the video heavy platforms for sure who are all trying to
yeah,
compete with TikTok, you've got a shot. Doesn't matter how many followers you have.
right.
That is not a signal really on any platform anymore because people can go out
No,
and buy followers.
yeah.
So there's
And
no
we
social platform that cares about that number anymore. That's not a sign anymore. And I know people still go buy followers because consumers may still think that it matters and
it
they use it for validation, but
right.
you know, I tell people not to do it, but I get it because people will look at us and be like, you have like what 30 subscribers? Like nobody gives a crap what you guys say. I'm like, yeah, I know. No, they don't. I know.
Yeah,
Few people
yeah,
do. People that pay us
yeah,
money care what we say.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
I was
don't,
gonna say our clients
random internet dude thinks I'm an idiot. All right.
All right. Yeah.
Maybe. I might be. I'm not a
Yeah.
I think
I
I'm the
don't, I
smartest,
mean,
but look, I'm also equally the dumbest at many, many things. So,
it's interesting though,
mm,
because I think this has been it's been such a fun experience for me. It's been something that I look forward to doing every week, in our posts and writing the captions for these videos and kind of testing out different things. We just started testing, doing A/B tests on episode titles on YouTube. Kind of growing and using these tools. Just has been a lot of like a lot of fun for me. I mean, I'm a nerd that way though. Like I like the, I like that I get to play with some of these tools. But I mean, it's been a year, Mike, and it went by fast,
it
and
was
we've had,
such
like
a
you
fast
said,
year.
we've had over 66,000 views. We've had over 300 hours of watch time. We have 60, that's just YouTube, right? Like,
Yeah.
we are on YouTube and Spotify. In full transparency, we've never been able to figure out Apple Podcast. That has been an absolute nightmare to try to set up. So, but I mean, on Spotify too, I don't know that, we've had a few listens on each episodes that aren't us because I don't always listen to our episode on Spotify.
Right.
So we've had some, I feel like we've had some success there. As well, we have 11 Spotify subscribers. I don't know who they are, but thank you guys.
Okay.
Um,
All right. I didn't know that.
so I think I think people get so, um, just hung up on the fact that they're not getting thousands of likes, thousands of comments, hundreds of
Right.
thousands of views,
Yeah.
and if that is the reason that you are not moving and you are not making any, um, and you're not doing what you want to be doing, or if you're scared of being on camera like I was before we started this, oh God, I know it's easier said than done, but just get over it. Like
Yep.
I am not I show up like this to client meetings, slightly dressier to networking events, right? If you're there and you show up in real life in front of your real customers or clients, just as you are, what is the difference between that and being on camera?
Yep.
Just go do the things, you know?
It's I it's
So
hard, and I'll always tell people if you and I know people are afraid of this because you're gonna put yourself out there and it is scary, it is vulnerable, you know.
yeah.
What if people don't like me? And I want you to just get over that immediately because people are not going to
Mhm.
like you. And there will be mean people out there on social
Oh yeah.
media because it's very easy,
Right.
It's very easy for somebody to be mean and come at you and, comment.
Well, yeah.
You don't think you're pretty or good looking enough to do this.
Or people, I
You're gonna
mean,
run into
people
some mean folks for sure
yeah.
on social media
People
because
had given us
the mean people love to be mean and comment. They
mhm.
love it.
Oh,
So you'll have it. You cannot avoid it. Typically,
people
it
have
means that
called
you're
us
being seen by more people though, so
right.
it's a good sign when you start to get some haters, and
Yep.
if you don't have any haters, it means you're being too safe probably, and you're not
Yeah.
really you're trying to avoid controversy, and not even
You know
necessarily controversy, but you're not willing to stake a position about a subject that you're talking about to have anyone
mhm.
tell you how wrong you are.
Yeah. Oh, and people have told us we're wrong, especially about
For
AI.
sure.
A
With
lot
AI,
of
for sure.
people
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
mean,
think that's
we've
why
had
we get more views on that even, right?
yeah,
Because of the rage baitiness of
yeah,
algorithms these days,
yeah,
when we get those angry comments, it leads to more,
right.
and we don't
It
go for that. Like, we're not
no.
trying to trigger rage bait or anything.
No,
These are our honest thoughts about some of these
yeah.
subjects, so,
We've talked
um
at length about AI throughout this year. Like we've had
Mhm.
several episodes, talking about AI and the uses of AI, the issues with AI for businesses, for personal use. We've talked a lot about like the controversy around what some of these tools, have led to all kinds of, things and harm, for people. And we've talked about that where it's not necessarily our lane, but it's also our lane because people in our industry are very heavily promoting AI.
Yeah.
And we've gotten some of those hate comments, Mike, that you had just talked about on, on TikTok, especially. on our videos, like how dumb we are because we don't use AI. Like, people will make assumptions about you.
Because I'm old
It's
man
just,
yelling at the clouds.
yes. And
Old
we're going to make
man
you a
doesn't want to
t-shirt
doesn't
that
want to
says
get
that.
in with the new hotness, but I'm always like, I have nothing against AI at all.
Right.
I absolutely love it for some things. Use it all
Right.
day. I don't
Right.
do it for content creation,
Or
you know?
as a therapist or a friend
Right.
or somebody that tells
On
you
the
how to
marketing
respond to
side.
your wife when she texts you.
And even that
You know,
there's content creation even that I've done this for, but I tend do it on faceless type content and definitely
yeah.
not video and definitely not any video that you're going to use in humans, right? What I am very much against on the AI is all of these platforms and things telling people you can create your own avatar of yourself to really
Oh my gosh,
scale
I
up
hate
your
those
content
things.
production. I'm like, yeah, nothing says trust me like
Right?
you're too busy for this.
Yeah,
So,
it's really interesting though because I feel like um for content creation, we've not used AI, but we have tested some of the tools that everybody, it keeps swearing by, right? We've tested the AI twin features in a couple of different apps.
yeah.
And they're awful. They're absolutely awful. And you can tell when it's that video, like, when it's that video that's used. I have tried it. It makes me sound really weird.
Yeah.
It just, and we will keep hammering on this. Marketing is still human, right? You still need to show up as yourself. That is one of the predictions that you had, I think, Mike, in our last episode was, that is really the authenticity is what's going to drive things next year. And so, I think that's a big takeaway as well. But we're going to
Yep.
keep talking about AI,
We
because
will.
we're not getting away from it. So,
Yeah.
we don't do it for rage bait. We don't do it for views. We do it because it's relevant for what we do every day.
Certainly in our world in
Um,
marketing and dealing with businesses. And
yeah,
again, like I said,
absolutely.
I stopped my ChatGPT subscription a couple of months ago because
Right.
I think ChatGPT is actually gonna blow up next year. I think they're in trouble, but, whatever.
Just today when I logged into
Claude,
my
man, I
app.
love Claude. I love Gemini,
Oh, you love it. Yeah. I was going to say you've moved on
Grok.
to other tools.
I
I'm
have,
still
and
a
I
ChatGPT girly.
I pay for Claude now.
Yeah, I'm still a
And I
ChatGPT
like it
girly.
much more. I think some of these other platforms and tools have just kept their heads down and done the work. And
Yeah.
Sam Altman and the OpenAI people are out there like chasing fanciful dreams and stuff, and just they're not
Well,
focused
they're
anymore.
gonna make all their money from adult content next
Right,
year.
right. I just
'Cause
don't think they're
that
focused on what the true use of this is.
I actually logged
And
into my app, my ChatGPT app this morning and got this notification about new image generation. So they're definitely trying to compete with I'm gonna say this wrong, the Nano Banana or Banana Nano,
yeah,
however
Nano
it's
Banana.
called.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, whatever it's called. They're definitely trying to step that up and compete with that. So that's been really interesting. Um, I was like, I haven't tried it yet. I know it's progressively gotten better, but it's not that great either. But I
I
think
don't know. Did you just see McDonald's just did an AI Christmas commercial and they
I
got
saw that.
absolutely
Yeah,
torched for it.
yeah,
It
as they
was
should.
horrible. And McDonald's said then the amount of time that it took them more time and more expense than it would have been just a traditional production.
Right.
Where
And
Coca-Cola says that they saved a little bit, McDonald's then equally as big of a company with
right.
unlimited resources as well. They said it was worse for them and it was more expensive and more time to make an AI commercial than it was traditional production,
Yeah. It's
you know?
really,
And then all that for the public to just hate it. Hate it.
yeah,
I I ask marketing people this all the time like, "Do you guys not know the consumer sentiment on AI generated marketing? Like,
yeah,
why are you ignoring that? Why are you pretending that's not a piece of this puzzle?" You're
Yeah.
enamored at what you think is speed and efficiency and that how this can escalate your content production capabilities.
Right.
But to what end? If people hate it, who cares if you can make 1,000 of it?
Right.
Everyone hates it.
Right? It's wild. I mean, I think our industry is just, and it's ever changing. It's been like that for the last 20 years that we've been in it. But it's gotten to the point where, like you had said in our last episode, Mike, like marketers are just marketing to marketers, you
Yeah.
know? It's like you just want to be the cool kid with a new thing to impress another kid that was like just as cool or cooler than you.
Right. So you can sell
You
them a
know,
course on your thing.
right.
You
And
you
it's
want to be the first
exhausting.
one to put out an AI course.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just interesting. Like I said, we've had, several episodes on AI. Our most watched was the one that we sort of dubbed as Sam Altman, the Bond villain, right? Where we talked about the not necessarily marketing related topics related to AI and things that he is pushing very heavily on. Um, but what a year of AI, there's just been so many changes. Like I mean, that could probably be another episode all on its own in terms of how that has changed and functionality of that has changed. When we started the year, we had a whole episode about the uses of AI in 2024 versus 2025. The main use of AI at the start of 2024 was for copy editing, copy generation, brainstorming ideas, right? And then in 2025, that shifted to therapy, companionship, and personal use. So that was a really interesting shift. And I think, Mike, that's what we've been seeing for the rest of the year. I think we did that episode in March or April where we
Yeah.
talked about that and how that's changed. And so I'm really interested to see how, what that list looks like going into 2026. I'm sure that was like Harvard that put that out, I believe.
Yep.
I'm probably
We'll
quoting that
see.
wrong, but we'll see
I
how
think the
that
AI
goes.
bubble, that was one of my predictions. AI bubble
Yeah.
bursts in 2026.
So it's interesting. And I hope that we see some drop off for those
Yep.
personal uses.
I think we're already
We,
seeing corporate reports. Harvard also just put out a study talking about very few businesses have had ROI
yeah,
on their AI efforts. Very
on
few.
going full AI like
hmm
Duolingo did.
Yeah, firing
Um,
people, replacing them.
yeah,
AI is a great tool to be used in the hands of people still who know what they're doing.
yes,
So you're not going to
yeah,
replace marketing with your AI. You need intelligent marketing people who understand what they're doing for you and then give them AI to help enhance
right,
their skills and improve their efficiency. There's things to do with it, but you still need a human checking
yeah.
this stuff out because you cannot trust any of it.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure.
it has been a
Um,
heck of a year.
it has been, and we've had some awesome guests on our podcast
Yep. Looking
too.
forward to some more
So
guests
we've
next year,
been,
maybe. I don't know.
yeah.
People,
So
you want to, here's the thing I will pitch for you if you want to be a guest.
Mhm.
Of course, you want to get on to the Sean Ryan show and you're hoping to be like a Joe Rogan guest one day.
Right,
If you ever want to do that, and I have done some I've been on TV and done some of those things.
you
I'll
have
tell
done
you
some
the
things,
first thing they're going to ask you is what have your previous podcasts been? What nobody wants to be is your first podcast.
right? So come
We will.
here. We do.
Yeah, come here.
We'll let you
Look,
be. We'll let you
you
be a
won't have
first
to worry
podcast.
about a million people seeing you and like if you're worried about practice, but you can come here and get some practice, talk about some
Yeah.
stuff, you
It's
know?
interesting. Well, we've had Ken come and talk about creative, as a creative director, his experience. We've had Jake come on, talk about cybersecurity for small businesses. We've had
Yep.
Lance come on, talk about his entrepreneurial journey. We've had Dan come on talking about, another one of our folks, marketers, talk
Yep.
about his
Mark, Dan's one
challenges
of
in
us.
marketing. And some awesome things that he is doing and building a community. We've had Matt come on, talk about, his entrepreneurial experience and going into real estate and just being an amazing salesman for many, many
Yep.
years. So we've been very fortunate to have some really awesome people on our podcast. Did I get everybody, Mike? I think I got everybody, right?
I think that was everybody.
Um, so those episodes were a lot of fun for me. And and
Yeah.
we love, like you said, we love to hear ourselves talk. But, if you guys wanna come and be on our podcast, we'd welcome it. We would
Yeah,
love
sure.
folks
Let
to
us
come
know.
and be on. But yeah, it's been what a great I don't know, Mike, like, I can gloat about this all day. I feel like it's been a great year for us,
It's
in
been a
regards
good
to the podcast, so
on the podcast for sure,
on the
right? And,
podcast side.
ups and
I mean,
downs
we
on the
are
business side, like
yeah,
everybody.
we're growing our
Marketing was tough
business.
in
Mhm.
2026.
Yeah. Marketing, I think there's just so much changing in our industry. And so, and we're kind of figuring our own ideal client. And then, we've changed and pivoted several times over the year to kind of, really hone in onto what we like to do and the people that we can service best. So that's
Yeah,
been a lot of fun trying to figure that out. And I'm excited for 2026 for us.
me
We're
too.
going into like year 2 of our podcast next week, Mike.
That's crazy, everybody. All
Yeah.
right. So this will post on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
So if you're listening still at this point,
Merry
over
Christmas.
30 minutes, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much. If you've been with us in this first year journey, we look forward to another good
Yes.
year in 2026. Um,
Yeah.
we'll be back then on New Year's Eve with the next
Yes.
one, but heading into 2026. So
Excited.
hopefully
Well,
you're still here with us. But thank you so much, everybody. Have a
yes.
good Christmas,
Yes,
and we will see you
absolutely.
all next week.
Next